On the topic of NEMOPHILA, I want to ask you guys, why do you like the band so much? I know it sounds like a silly question. Well, because I do. Because they rock. Because they play good music. Because I like their music. Yeah, but there's more to it than that, right? Probably. I mean, for me, there is. And probably the same for you. Like with NEMOPHILA, let's go back to the beginning. Okay? Yes, they do play good music. And I like what they play, obviously, right? But at the same time, there's something about them. There's something about NEMOPHILA that really stands out to me. And what I think that is going back even in their cover days, when they first started out and they're on YouTube, they couldn't really do a whole lot because, well, the whole world couldn't do a whole lot around that time because of lockdowns and all that. But they made good use of YouTube. They made good use of that, right? By doing a lot of covers. I think it was like every Friday they would record a cover and at least have it published. And they covered a lot of cool songs. I think they chose them very strategically to let certain, fears of fandoms, or it doesn't make sense, to know that they exist and who they are, what they do, and that they rock, right? There's a reason why that they chose Baby Metal. Now, I know the band members are fans of Baby Metal, which is fine, obviously. I mean, who's not really, right? But there's a reason why they chose the covers that they did. It's like, okay, we want to play this song, play with this from this band. We like that band. We like this song. But I think it will also show, it will reach to other people, so people know that who we are and what do we do, and bring more traffic to the channel, bring more attention to the band and all that. And it worked out. It worked out for them because the proof is, well, with NEMOPHILA. Within 4 or 5 years, they made it to the Budokan performance there, and they're pretty phenomenal. So yeah, did pretty good. Did pretty good there. But of course, to get there, not only did they make or at least produce even original material that was really good. Now, a lot of it there is a lot of variety with NEMOPHILA, which actually is one of the things I like about them. I do like that not every song sounds the same, and they are willing to do things different. And I think that that's a positive thing, because some bands, not naming any names or whatever, they kind of have a category that they fit in, and they don't really venture out of that category. They don't really, right? But with NEMOPHILA, they're like, okay, we'll have a song like this. We'll have a song that has rap components. We'll have a lot more metalcore in this component. We'll do some like an 80s ballad, or they'll do different stuff there. Some like it, some don't like it. Some are it's too much of a mix. But what I'm looking at is, what I see in the end is, there's a slice of NEMOPHILA for everyone really, and it kind of works out in the end, I think, anyway, and it creates a more eclectic but engaging experience, in my opinion. That's one thing I do like about them, that I could go from one song to another and it's a completely different feel. Okay, let's take Dissension. Let's take Revive, and then compare that to Style and Waiting for You. That song right there, every time that song comes on, I'm like, it's a little bit on the cheese, but it's just right. It's just right there. Okay, so yeah, I mean that's how I feel about it for real. I mean, I really think that that's a cool thing that they do there. And sometimes I'll have songs that have components that you'll never hear again. What's the song? Inten? Oh, that song is so cool. It was so good, so aggressive. It has elements that you hear from other NEMOPHILA songs. Sure, it's fast, nice riff action going on there. Okay, fast, brutal, heavy, nice, right? But there's another addition that you don't hear in other NEMOPHILA songs, which is the Japanese style drumming, that the traditional instruments, stuff like that. I'm doing a horrible job, a gaijin of a job to describe it, but you know what I'm talking about, all right? And that's cool. And that's one thing I like about it. But But with all that said, though, the best thing about this band, I think, in my opinion, is who they are. Like, this band, I feel like I'm not just a fan of the band. I'm not just a fan of the band and what they perform and all that, but like, I feel like I can connect with them on a human level. Does that make sense? And I feel this way with certain bands, like with Love Bites too. It depends. Like they are. This band is one of those bands that's willing to share, and they're willing to share a lot, right? They're willing to share who they are on the outside, and they will invite you into their lives in a way that's kind of kind of risky, like using images of their kids, and even their latest video using images of themselves when they're younger, right? When they're babies, right? This band is willing to do that. This band is willing to share that moment with you, and it's things like that. And let's say Mayu, we saw her when she was pregnant. We saw her. Oh my God, I can't believe that. We saw her perform live when she's pregnant, and there's like behind the scenes footage, or not even really behind the scenes, but like they'd post on social media. You'd see like her going through techniques, breathing techniques and stuff. I was like, man, that's so like I was watching. I was like, man, you're going through a whole lot. Like you're doing this, and it's insane that you're doing this, but okay, it's stuff like that I was like, man. Like there's a whole other aspect, a dynamic to this band that I could connect with, so I'm a goofball gaijin, Westerner guy who doesn't speak any Japanese, doesn't understand a lick of it, probably never will. But when I see them perform, and I'm butchering the words here, there's things that I see from them that I can relate to and be like, oh, I understand that. I could vibe with you with that. I understand what you mean by that. And that is so cool. It's one of those things where like, there's every now and then there's certain emotions that they put on, that they share in their songs, and they put on during their performance and their music videos that cross language barriers. And you're like, yes, I understand you. I feel you on that. Like lately, of course, I'm thinking of Beautiful Days. Like that whole music video was so relatable to me. And because it brings back those memories, I don't know about you if you have kids, but when they're like little bitty, no full promise. Or even think about when you were little bitty, when you were a baby, it's just, oh man, it was just so heartwarming. It was so like, oh yeah, okay. I know some people may have mixed feelings about that, maybe because of where they are in life and the things they've been through. But man, it was so, I could connect with it. There was a video I saw where when Mayu was walking around, I don't know where they were at. It looked like a park or something, and her kid was on the bridge, kind of like looking at the water or whatever, and it looked like Mayu was like play teasing to be like a monster, kind of coming behind the kid and kind of mess with him a little bit. Like that stuff is fun. That stuff is so fun, like what about those videos where like Tamu will have her kid in the room with her, because the kids will be kids, man. All right, they're gonna go in the room, they're gonna get the drumstick and hit the drum a little. See, that's the thing. That's what it is about this band. They're not just band members. They're mothers. They're mothers, man. Well, not all of them are mothers, but there's mothers there, and then there's family there. I mean, there's friendship. You got Haraguchi-san. She's constantly chilling with, I don't know who the other girl is, but she has like a merchandise thing that she does on the side, and I like that she shares that, and with on their social media and all that. it's another side of her, but it's kind of relatable. It's relatable in that, oh, okay, this is like, you're not just a band member. Like, you do other things. You're not just a bass player. You know? Just one of those things that I think is really endearing of the band. And one reason why, like, no matter where NEMOPHILA goes, even if they completely change up their style, like, I'll still be a fan for life, all the way through and through. And that's why I reacted the way I did. Some people say I overreacted when Maya's voice was all messed up. Man, I was legitimately concerned. I was like, I hope everything's okay, because like, I was thinking like, this is their. I don't know if this is like their career, if this is like the only way they make money, if there's other revenue coming in, or if there's like a side job that they do, or if this thing is a side job and they have different careers. I don't really know all that, right? I don't know who would know all that. Unless someone who's over there in Japan and knows a lot more about the band and all that. But so I was like, if her voice goes, if her throat goes, then there goes her career in music, right? So that's why I reacted that way. Because if her career in music is messed up, well, there goes everything related is gone, And I felt for that. I know I express myself in like kind of hyperbolic, kind of goofy ways. Dude, that's just my nature, man. That really is my nature. It really is. But yeah, man, to bring this back to the beginning. Why is NEMOPHILA so good? Like, why do you like this band? Is it just the music, or is there something more? Is there something more to it? I'm curious how you guys feel about this. Okay. You guys let me know in the comments section, if there's certain things you really like about the band, beyond the music, that kind of like, you can kind of connect with them. And, we'll go from there. I'll hang out with you guys in the comments section. You guys take it easy and have a good one.